guys, welcome back to my channel and day 30 of our Inktober journey. Today we are going to be doing a tour of all of my finished pieces, and I can't believe that I actually have a stack of work this big. I don't think I have ever done this much work in a month, much less a couple months. So I am very impressed with how much work I was able to get done when I was really challenging myself to get it done. So before we jump into the tour, I want to say thank you guys so much. Thank you so much for all the support and just being excited to see each day's video and hear the story. I do feel like my channel is taking a different direction, something very similar to this. This is the most me thing that I've ever done on my channel, and I'm very excited to see where this takes us. I also want to thank Courtney Hurst Art and Illustration for doing this collaboration with me. I don't think I would have done it, to be honest. I think I would have quit. I actually wanted to quit about 4 or 5 times, just because it's just so tiring and it was exhausting. But I'm really glad that I asked her to do this with me, because I felt like if I didn't do it, that I would be letting her down. And like, that's just things that, aside from technical difficulties and certain things happening, I'm very proud of the work that we were able to accomplish. And I think that it was a very fun collaboration, and I hope we can do it again. So thank you guys so much for your comments and your support. It means so much to me. I can't even tell you. All right, so let's jump into this gigantic stack of artwork. There's not 31, because obviously I didn't make it that far, but I'm very happy with what I was able to produce, and I'm really ready to move on to another project that I have in mind. So I will be sharing that with you guys in the live stream. I actually want to ask your opinion and everything. So let's get into the tour. All right, so day 1. This is Bloody Mary. This was our first Inktober in Urban Legend this year, and I'm very happy with how this one came out. Though it was my first, I kind of really enjoyed the process, and I actually remember kind of regretting the whole ink thing, like the ink wash thing, when I was doing this piece. But after 3 or 4 days, I got the hang of it, and I was able to continue on, and it wasn't too hard. But this first one was very hard for me to get it the way that I wanted it to look. So that was day 1. Day 2 was the Slender Man. I also had a little bit of trouble with the trees in this one, but I am very happy with how this one came out. Very happy. And day 3 was Snow White. Day 4 was Herne the Hunter. And this one was one of my least favorites. I definitely want to practice working on these type of trees in the future. This is one of my favorites, and it will be one of the prints. This is the Alice in Wonderland piece. Still got the gold on there and the red. I'm so happy with how this one came out. It's definitely one of my favorites, and I probably will be extending on this in the future. Day 6 was Sleepy Hollow, so I decided to do Ichabod Crane instead of your traditional Headless Horseman. Sorry guys, my dogs are running around upstairs. All right, so day 7 was Baba Yaga, and I absolutely loved how this one came out. I loved the illustration style of it, and the copper on the coat, and just, I feel like if I was to do a children's storybook, that this would be the style that I would go in. So I'm very curious to expand on this a little bit further. And day 8 was Stingy Jack. I forgot the name for it. And I actually really like how this one came out as well. I definitely want to practice old skin in the future, and I really want to expand on making things glow in the future as well. Day 9 was Will-O-the-Wisp, and a lot of you guys really liked how this one came out, and I liked it too. This one is actually one of my favorites. It's very whimsical. I like that. Day 10 was the Wendigo, and I have to say this is actually one of my favorites too. I like the ombre in the background and just the detail. Like, it's very illustrative, which is weird for me. Like, I feel like I'm always trying to stay realistic, but I really like how this one came out. And day 11 was Red Riding Hood. This is a lot of your favorites as well, and I absolutely love the concept of the wolf and her walking away, like the wolf prints, and she's actually the wolf. And I actually really liked how the border style of this came out, so I really like that as well. Day 12 was Robert the Doll, which inspired the movie Chucky. And a lot of you guys really like this video, and the story itself and the doll itself is actually very creepy, but I do really like how this one came out as well. Day 13 was the Slipmouth Woman, and honestly this was one of the sketches that came out really ridiculous, and I absolutely loved how this turned out. I mean, I know like the visual is really creepy, but it was the first time that I tried the salt in the background, and I feel like it all actually came together really well, which is actually very strange for me. But day 14 was the Mothman, and I believe this one is actually my least favorite of the bunch, but all in all I did actually learn quite a bit on here, especially using the white ink, and it's definitely not something that I hate, but this one is my least favorite. Day 15 was the Little Mermaid, and I absolutely love how this one came out. This one is just, I absolutely love this one. I love the hands, I love the eyes, I love the lips, I love the bubbles, I love the octopus tentacles, I love everything about this one, and a lot of you seem to like this one too. So this one will definitely, actually this one is available for a print, but this is one I'm going to be making a print for the giveaway. Day 16 was the Fates, and this one, like, I like the gold and I like the colors, but I definitely made their faces a little too dark and they all got lost in the background a little bit. So if I was to revisit this, I think I would have changed how the background was, or maybe just left the background out. It probably would have came out a lot better that way, but I do still really like this one all the same, and I absolutely love that gold ink, man. That was really fun to play with this month. All right, so day 17 and day 18 were Krampus. Day 17 was the line art. I showed you the line art on my iPad, and then the colored video was the next day. And I absolutely love this one too. I'm actually considering making this one a Christmas card to not be too creepy, but yeah, I really like this one as well. So the next one we have here is Hansel and Gretel. This one I really like the composition of. I do feel like I should have darkened this area here and here a little bit more, just because I feel like their faces kind of fall into the background, but I definitely like the way the house and everything looks in the background, and the general composition of it I like. I just think I needed to fix my values a little bit on that. And then we had a simpler one so I could catch up, and this was the Ouija board planchette. And surprisingly, I'm very happy with how this one came out as well. It, especially the glass bulb, I actually really like how realistic that looked, because it looked flat for most of the video until I got to that part. So I actually do really like this one as well. And then we have El Cucuy, the Mexican boogeyman, and I still have to trim this one down a little bit, but I actually really like how this one came out as well. This is the one that I used my son's room as a reference, and I took a photo in a certain angle and added all the fun stuff in it, and I absolutely love how this one came out as well. The next one we have is the Nain Rouge, And this one is from my home state as well. This one's from Michigan, Detroit, Michigan to be specific. And this one is relatively creepy, and somehow once you layer so many layers of black on there, it tends to get shiny, which is kind of odd. But I'm hoping when it's scanned in, it'll look a lot better. But that was the Nain Rouge. All right, so the next piece we have here is the Banshee, and I absolutely love how this one came out. I love how I was able to make her glow and the whole thing transparent, and I'm just really thrilled with this one. I know it's totally creepy, but it's definitely one of the pieces, the original, I'm going to be keeping and hanging on my wall during Halloween season in October. I really, really like how this one came out. And then we have the Black-Eyed Children. I'm not sure how I feel about this one. It is what it is. Maybe I should have added the rest of the face. I don't know. I feel like they look a little bit creepier without the rest of the face, but they also look a little bit alien-like. So this one was interesting, but the composition worked well, and the focal point is here where I want it to be, and I think that I achieved that pretty well. And then this one was also a twofer, and we did the line art the first day, and then the second day we finished. I'm a little iffy about this one. I do like it. I love how his coat turned out, but I was having some trouble here with the white ink and the black ink, and then I don't think I was able to portray the glowing coin the way I wanted to, so I would like to retry something like this in the future. And then we have the Lotus Pond. I actually really like how this one came out. This one seems to be a favorite of a lot of people's as well. The story was very morbid, but I feel like this was a nice serene piece to add to the creepiness of the book. And then we have the Polding Light, which is another one from my home state in Michigan. And I actually really like the composition of this one. I think it came out really well, and I do want to play with more landscapes in the future. And then our last piece is the Soup Cemetery piece that's from Old Denton Road, where I have a whole bunch of my own creepy stories, and I used to go here when I was a teenager. So this one is definitely a little bit personal for me, and I really like how this one came out as well. Though I was tired, I am very, very happy with how this all came out. So I'm going to do another quick flip through of this so you guys can see them a lot faster. So that is it for the tour, you guys. Thank you so much for being excited every day to see another video and all the wordplay comments. That was a blast. It's been such an amazing month, and though I'm very, very tired and excited to put the book together and get that all available and ready for you guys, I am just so over the moon that I had you guys for support this month. It's been absolutely amazing. Thanks again to Courtney Hertz Art and Illustration for doing this collaboration with me. A shout out to my good friend Bob for always lighting the torch under me the entire month and telling me how great I was doing. I really appreciate it, Bob. And thanks to anyone that had commented and liked and shared, and just, this has been so fun and it means so much to us, you guys. Thanks again for watching. The 2 words of the day are pinned in the comment section. Comment both of those words for your last chances to be entered in the giveaway. And Courtney and I will see you guys on Saturday.